You People was a miss, bro. Oh my god, You People was as much as I wanted to like this movie, like it wasn't good. It was not good. It was, and the thing is, it's like, all right, it's a comedy, so like comedy always is funny with comedy because it's like, do you hold comedy to the same like cinematic standard that you would hold to other TV shows or other movies and things like that? And typically, most people would say no. Well, but all right, then with comedy, you gotta like you have to pull you gotta pull everybody, you gotta pull people in, and like some people I think are just gonna really love it, and some people are just not gonna, not it's not gonna hit. And so for me, there was some good things with the movie. So when we talk about, if we're talking about casting, casting was great. Like it, like in terms of names, like this movie obviously costs a lot of money. Like, you know what I mean, how are you paying, how are you managing the, so it's Jonah Hill is the star, right? But you got Eddie Murphy is not a main character, whatever. Like he's not a lead. He's not a lead in this, whatever. But you gotta pay Eddie Murphy his bread. You got Julia Louis Dreyfus in here, and yeah, I mean, people might just know her from Seinfeld, but Veep was a smash hit on HBO, and she won hella Emmys for Veep. All right, every single year. So she's a superstar. So like you got to pay her fee, right? Then you got all these like other actors in there, like, you know, just names. You got Nia Long in there. You got David Duchovny in there. Again, you got Jonah Hill, and then and I think Jonah Hill is part of, he was part of like putting the movie together as well. But like, and I keep hearing like he picked Lauren London, and so it was cool seeing Lauren on the screen because I don't think to be honest, I'm not too familiar. What I know about Lauren London, she obviously is, she was with Nipsey Hussle. She had a child to Lil Wayne, and she was in the movie ATL. Like that's all I know about Lauren London. So like for me, this is the first time I seen her on a movie screen since ATL, which came out in 2006, right? Um, so it was cool to see her on screen. So the casting was cool. But the thing is though, the jokes were, I mean, it's nothing wrong with race jokes, man. Race jokes can be really funny, but it's the way the delivery is, right? The jokes were cringy at best. Like that was the best they could do with the jokes, right? A lot of it was forced. Like any jokes that they had to do with race, it felt so forced. It felt so awkward, and part of it was, I think that's part of the humor where it's like supposed to be a little bit awkward. However, it like half of the stuff didn't land. Like there, I don't care who you are, you can't make a character that's like a Karen type person, which Julia played. You can't make that funny to me. Like there ain't nothing funny about a Karen or a tone deaf white woman. Like that just, it doesn't hit. Like it never hits, whatever. Like it's cringy, like or you know what I mean. And I don't even think, see, with for Julia Louis Dreyfus, that's not even her style of humor. Like I never even seen her do that. Like, you know what I mean. So it didn't really connect at all. Like with the actress. I mean, Eddie Murphy was cool. But even with Jonah Hill is hilarious. He's hilarious on the screen, but this was probably the least funny Jonah Hill I've ever seen. Like the least funny. And um watching the movie, it felt like it was rated R, but it felt so G rated. Like the actual movie felt so G rated. It felt so innocent, to a fault, though. You know what I mean? So, all right, you want to do if you want romance, you got to kind of take the romance a certain direction. If you want to do social commentary with the jokes, well, you got to take that in a certain direction. And it just kind of fell flat. Like it did not fully connect. I don't even like what they did with. So I don't know if Julia Louis Dreyfus got a nose job or something like that, or if that was bad makeup. But they gave her the tight face. Like she just had the like her nose looked all tight and like nasty looking, and she looked kind of pasty in that movie. Um, David Duchovny, he didn't really fit. Like he don't that was probably the like, even though he's a name, that was like the weirdest casting I thought, because it's like, bro, David Duchovny cannot play Jonah Hill's dad. Like he just like in a movie he can't. Like they actually looked super similar in age. I mean, Jonah Hill had the nastiest looking hair I've ever seen, and even just that the love interest, him and Lauren London, that was just a clash to me. Like it's like, yo, I know it's comedy, but like you can't get me to buy into that. Like it just doesn't even look. It just looks so awkward and unnatural, so unnatural to where when we talk about like the romance part of it. And shout out to Andrew Schultz because he shared this. He shared this on the Brilliant Idiots, probably Flagrant 2 as well. It's probably Flagrant 2, but he shared it on the podcast, and because he was in the movie, he had a cameo. He was like one of Jonah Hill's best friends, and the final kiss in the end was CGI. Like, and people were like, and I had somebody say like, well, why did they have to kiss? Well, the thing is, if you're gonna go there, then go there. Like, then don't have a kiss at all, whatever. But like, don't make me like. It would have been more believable if he was like trying to get at her, and then she friend zoned this guy, and then she ended up getting with somebody else. But like, he still was like that type. Like that was gonna be his role. His role was gonna be like her best friend. Like that would have been more believable than him and Lauren London getting together and then having this fake morphed kiss. Like so, if you look at the film, look at the last scene where they're about to kiss, whatever. So they get about this close, and then their faces literally morph together. Like it doesn't even look like a kiss; it's just like a morph. And people were like, "Yo, nah, but they kissed early in the movie." I'm like, "No, they didn't. They didn't kiss at all. Like in the movie, like it." And shout out to them maybe for being sensitive because maybe Lauren, when it comes to that type of stuff, you know what I mean, she lost a loved one, um she lost a spouse, and maybe she's not comfortable in some type of role like that. But at the same time, it's like you gotta go one way or the other. And it's funny because then it made me want to look. I was like, well, how like it? Because I didn't like it. Like when I'm watching it, I was just like, I'm trying to laugh, but I'm like, I'm not trying to be too cynical, but I'm watching. I'm like, I don't really like this movie. Then I looked on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes. This is the rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It had a 42%. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's really bad. So yeah. So if we go to Rotten Tomatoes, the audience. So the tomatometer, right? Like that's like basically the compilation of like the reviews and everything like that. 42%. So that's like critics maybe giving it whatever, but the audience score. So like I wasn't the only one that didn't like it. The audience, this is regular people, 37%. Like it's garbage. Is it was a little bit long too, even though it doesn't feel that long. Like I said, I did love the cast. I wanted to love it. It had so much potential, and this is the critics' consensus. It says you people it has an astounding cast and plenty of comedic potential, both mostly wasted on a picture that dithers between social commentary and romantic comedy without fully committing to either. So that's what I meant. Like it was just in between. Like there was something about it that was just like where are we going with this? You know what I mean? And it just could have been so much better. I know, like I said, I know the movie cost a lot of money, but they just did not deliver, man. They did not deliver. So, what I know, and comment section, leave a comment section. What if you liked the movie? How about this? If you liked the movie, what did you like about the movie? What was so good about the movie? That's all I want to know. But like I said, the consensus is that it was not the greatest. It was not the greatest thing. And yeah, I mean Netflix though they'll bounce back, man. But obviously they got the bread, they got the budget, but in terms of 2023, that's the first miss of 2023, man.